Hey everybody, this is Rob Matias with Inspections by Rob and Landshapes Construction and Ask Rob to be Home Savvy. We are starting a home inspection series of videos, so be sure to keep in touch with our social media so you can see all of our videos coming up. The first one, of course, though, is home inspections, what to expect and why are they important. Rob, do you have some insight on that?
So home inspections for the average home, I would say in my experience, a home inspection is a very important part of the process of purchasing any home or property that you're going to be owning, buying, or investing in, whether it's a simple inspection or something complex. It's always a good idea to get a neutral and a third party's recommendation for what you're actually going to be buying and purchasing. A home inspector has to kind of keep in mind that you are not there to recommend to buy something or not buy something. You are kind of a library and a thesaurus of information for them to gather and get a perspective of that home and what they're purchasing. So you want to be able to explain its components for what the home has to offer. You need to be able to look at those components and explain how they're aging and why they're aging the way that they are, and also the home and its conditions of what you have to look at. Sometimes you have to look past all of the stuff that's actually in the home because some homes are occupied with personal items and things like that. I always consider myself a guest in a person's home when I do a home inspection. And I'm not there to tear this home apart, because this is a place that my clients have decided they want to purchase, and they have decided that they want to put their stuff, so to say. And I want to make sure that this is a good place for them to put their stuff, and it's not just something that is an emotional type of investment. This should actually be somewhat of a business transaction, and it's the black and white of why you're buying and purchasing this home, so that you understand it. And yes, there could be a lot of things that are wrong with that home, but sometimes that doesn't mean that that's not the home that you want to have, because I've had clients that have had the worst of homes, and there's lots of things that need to be fixed and addressed and so on and so forth, but it's still a great home. It kind of fits their picture of what they're buying and stuff like that. So as a home inspector, we have to be very cautious of our recommendations of what we give out there, because again, we're not there to push that person to buy that home or not buy that home. We're there to advise them of what they're buying so that they can make an educated decision on what they're buying, and then they can make the decision of whether it's right for them or not.
Okay, that's great. I appreciate you kind of touching base and what a home inspection is and what they expect. So basically, you walk around with the either home buyer or home seller, because people selling their home could also have a home inspection prior to putting it on the market, correct?
That is very correct. Sometimes that's actually a great idea to actually have we call them a pre-buy or pre-sell inspection, so to say, because that can now notify the seller of the possible defective items that are in the home. Can also speed up some of the process, because now you don't have things that may be looming out there that may defer a buyer from purchasing that home. But again, may also give you a little bit of disclosure that you can say, yes, these components are defective, but we're offering this property with these features, and we're just letting you know that this item is defective. So not all home inspections can be bad information, even when things are broken or not correct. It's just kind of a disclosure item. This, you're not covering yourself from a disclosure point, but you're helping to give an open perspective that everybody can make a correct decision. And again, that kind of goes back to my original statement that a home inspector is there to give you an open perspective of what you're purchasing, so that you can, or they can, make that proper decision whether this is the right home or property for them, without you influencing them for what's there. So that's my perspective of how I like to do home inspections, is that I'm not there to steer the buyer or the seller from this property or to this property, because that's not my job. My job is to look at it with an open-minded perspective of saying, you know, this is what's broken, this is what's not broken. And that's the black and white of it. It shouldn't be anything more complex than that.
Great. Well, thank you. It will give the buyer or seller definitely a bigger picture of the home, what to expect, anything major that they could be getting into that they can prepare for as well. So appreciate your insight on all of this. And thank you, Rob. And thank you to everybody joining us today. Be sure to check out our websites, inspectionsbyrob.com, landshapesconstruction.com, and our YouTube channel, Ask Rob to be Home Savvy, for more tips, tricks, project how-tos. And don't forget to subscribe. We will see you next time.